Since I believe January the last year, but I needed to go for a one time, and I come back again. Okay.
Right.
That's
Sarah
it.
and Leo, please tell me if you received 10 questions on the chat, on your chat.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet, me too.
Right, I'm gonna put it again. Just 1 second, okay?
Okay. So Nicole, I would like to only listening, just listening. I can possible because I'm at work right now. Okay.
Okay, okay, don't worry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sarah, please tell me if you received.
Yes, now I can see the question 1, 2, 3. I think the other ones maybe it's uploading. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still waiting. Question 8.
Gosh, let me see. Yeah, guys, now we are in live on YouTube, so I think we can start. So Hannah, do you want to introduce our questions?
Okay. Number 1.
Yeah.
To what extent do you believe in parents influence their children's character development? Can you provide personal example or observations? I think the parents are very important to the development, the character, the children. Mine in the start the meeting, the observations, the other people is very important. The formation, the character, the children. Next question.
No, now you choose another person to answer the same question.
The same question.
Choose one person.
Nicole. Oh,
Yeah,
Nicole
it's me.
Leonardo.
Oh, Leo is listening, just listening. He's just listening. But I can answer, okay? So what do you think
Sarah?
about that question?
The question number 3.
Actually, no, actually I can answer. I'm gonna answer, okay?
Okay.
Right. About that question, because I thought really interesting, is about how I believe that parents get a good influence in children's life, mainly when the children is growing and facing the teenager's age, because I think you guys can presume that when we are teenager, we face so many things, it's a really challenging age. So probably I think most of the parents they maybe, how can I say that, pegam no nosso pé. I don't know what to say that. So because of this age, because it has many things that we can face, and about the second question, that can you provide any personal examples of observations? I don't know. For example, when we are a teenager, when I think I think most of the question that we receive is, what do you want to do at the college? So, and most of the parents, I don't know, my parents isn't like that, but I think that there are parents that like try to like convince the teen to do a determinate course, you know. I think I can, yeah, it's one example. What do you think about Sonia?
I think parents have a great influence on the children's character development, of course. And the parents build the character of the child since they was baby. Parents can help to give confidence, encourage, motivation to the children and build the character in different ways. They can, I don't know, an example, a specific example. I watch a lot my little nephew interacting with with her parents and his parents, and I always say the most important are the communication, but not just the verbal communication. Sometimes it's more important than not verbal communication because you give education with your examples, not always with your words. In my opinion, maybe I will skip to the next question, but it's important to mention for me. Resuming, parents have a lot of great influence in the character of the children. I choose Sarah to talk about the question, please.
Yes, I do believe that parents influence the children's personality and also no personality, sorry, character. Also, I think that like our parents or we as a parent, and someday we have this important role in this character development, but also the other environments that children will grow up will be also the important influence to this development. So besides parents, it's the most I don't know, the most influence. It's supposed to be a good influence, but no always it's gonna be in that way. We hope so, but we can see that we also have bad influence for parents in specific ways. So I think it's a difficult topic, right? It's difficult to us to like make a sentence, and it's a thing that can be influenced by a lot of things. So I think it's parents can influence for good and for bad also, most for good, right? And I think I don't have a specific example, but I can say for me, like I believe you guys too. But one thing that I learned, it's about to be respectful, or also to be ethical, to be, I don't know, honest. So I think it's things that we did not sit with our parents and heard, you don't have to do this, but we what this, I forgot the word. We wanted them for our formation, our growing up pathway, and we learned to be good person in some areas of our lives, and we are still learning. So it's a difficult topic, right? But I do believe that parents can influence this so much. And what about you, Felipe?
Yeah, I think the parenting can also be a great influence to the childhood development, but there are other factors that you mentioned before, like the environment, such as schools, the places where you stay with other, like people from other family, for example, from friends as well. And let me look at the questions there. I can't provide like any personal example, but like giving just an overview about my family behavior, because I have 4 brothers, and my oldest brother is around 40. So like we grew up in different eras of my parents' age. So when my older brother was born, my parents were really young, and like being young parents, they have a different experience. Can provide different experience to the children. So as they get older and continue to have more children, such as me, I was the last one. They were already old, and I was like grown up in totally different environment from their age. And yeah, like our behaviors like changed completely because of that. Because my 2 older brothers, they're very close in age, and they have almost the same behavior, and I am the last one. And I also have another brother which 1 year older than me, and we also have like similar behavior as well, but in a different way. And but like there's a lot of specific things that was shaped because of the other environments, such as school. I was like, me and my brother we stood in different schools. We didn't go together because we didn't get along. So that's why we got to different schools. And because of that, I got a little bit introverted, and my brother was a little bit extroverted. He managed to get along with a lot of people and get in touch with everyone without being ashamed of that. But me on the other side, I'm totally introvert. I can speak with someone, but like for professional reasons, probably.
But
Yeah,
you don't look like that.
yeah, it's just because I'm speaking with you through a camera, but if I speak in person, I be totally different person.
Well, about the second question is, do you think children are more influenced by their parents' action or their words? And when it comes to shaping their character, Sarah, what do you think about it? Sarah, are you here?
Yes, I'm just trying to put my phone to charge. But okay, I will just read the question again so I can answer it. I think children are influenced by their parent actions. Yeah, I think the actions is more important than just words. Like for life, but of course, words matters too. Like if we have to control what we think and then say it, but not like don't say what you think, what you want, but just to control the words for what the another person will receive from you. So I think parents have to pay attention what for the words that they are saying, not just every day, but how they speak to another person and things like that. But I think the actions, it's more important to shape the children's character. What do you think, Sonia?
I think I already answered this question in the other question, but I will repeat. I think, in my opinion, and everything it influence a lot on the children, but especially influence the actions. The actions have more influence than the words, because the children copy a lot of things, for not say everything of their parents. It's important to be coherent when you talk with our children, because sometimes we said one thing to the child, and we do other thing, and they perceive the situation, and they will repeat the action, not the word. And we need to be careful when you are teaching a child, because they observe everything about us. This is my opinion. I don't know. Nicole, do you want to answer?
Yeah, of course. Sure. I think your children can be more influenced by the parents' actions. It's more about parents' actions than like words actions. Actually, words, because like I would like to compare with a baby. For example, when you are teaching a baby to, I don't know, to sing happy birthday, for example, like of course that the baby can learn to sing happy birthday, but first the baby will learn to back his hands. So for me, I think because they are in the phase of development, that like actions are more, I don't know, like are more memorable than words. And well, I like about children's, and sometimes about like ages too, because there are so many ages that like when we talk, and they just like not giving shit about what we're talking. It's like they think, oh, if the people are not figuring out your words, like try to show them. So for me, children are more influenced by the parents' actions because of that. I think, I don't know if it's because of it's easily, or if is, I don't know, but I think just the psychology, I don't know if psychology can show that, because like, so Sonia is a good psychologist, so I think she knows about it. She knows more about me, more than me actually. But yeah, that's my point of view. What about you, Hannah?
I think the actions is very important to learning in the children, because in the age is very important. The action, the parents, and the professional in the school. I think it is very important to learn about the yes or no, because the children now about that is no and word very important in the age. But I think the action, the parents, the students, I see observation about the actions, this the memory after life in adult life, the action the parents is very important to life the children. Do you think about this, Leonardo?
Oh, Leonardo is listening, but I think oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little bit sick today. But I think Fe, he didn't answer that question yet.
Yeah, I haven't answered the question yet.
Oh, sorry.
First, yeah, I think the same as you answered. Children are more influenced by the actions than words. From my personal experience, when I was younger, I used to look at my father working as an electrician and a mechanic as well, and my second older brother was an electrician as well, and I used to look at their work and try to do the same at a really young age. I guess it was around 3 to 4 years old when I got the screwdriver from my father, because he showed me, oh, the screwdriver is a electronic tool where it connects at some place that has energy, it turn on the light of the screwdriver. And I got the same screwdriver connecting the outlet, but it wasn't prepared for that. So I got electrified because of that. But I didn't learn from this experience, because afterwards I saw there was another tool that my father used, where there's a lamp connecting the wall, and if you connect two wires together, the lamp will turn on. But I got this cable and connected wrong outlet. It was the normal outlet from the electrical wiring from the street. So I connected, and then I curd-secreted because of that, and burned my hands as well at that time. So even though they told me oh, you shouldn't do this because it's dangerous, it's not like that, I was too curious to make the same was they was doing, because I look at that, I thought, oh, this is really cool. But even though they said to me, no, it's dangerous, they can't do this, and I was really eager to make this happen as well, from at least to gain this experience. But from those two experiences I had, it was a really bad one. Yeah, for my personal experience, I learned more from the actions, because I look at them and try to replicate the work and less than words. But as you grow older, you start restraining yourself making such a things, because you start to have this self-responsibility to understand that something might be dangerous or something might be good to make, and you start listening to more from your parents' words, or professor, or other professionals as well. So you start to understand these words more properly, and imagine what can happen if you do in a physical way. And that's it.
Well, so the next question is about, in your opinion, what role do genetics and environment play in forming a person's character? What do you think about, Sonia?
I want to talk about the science and and it's not my opinion. The science said we are born with a lot of characteristics of personality, and then we can build our character with the different experience of life that we are having. And so we have to respect the personality of the children because it is important, it's part of the genetic, and of course the environment has important influence too, and you can change a lot your character. It depends the different experience that you have, the motivation, the respectful, and the encourage that the adults or the all your environment give you. But we have a genetic charge in our personality. It is it's a fact. It's not my opinion.
Please, Sonia, choose one person.
Okay, Sarah, can you answer, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think genetics and environment can have a different role in our personal character. I don't know. I think personality. I don't know if I may pronounce the correct personality can be determined by genetics. I don't know, like if you are shy, or I don't know the other word for shy, out of something. I forgot. Like this specific behavior, like for being shy or to be more talk too much and so on. Like this, I think it's determined by genetic, can be, but for personal character, like to be respectful, to be honest, to be ethical, to be a bad person, to be a violent person, this it's determined, it can be determined by the environment. So I think it's different. We cannot put these two genetics and environment role at the same box. I don't know. What about you, Renata?
Rena. I see the question. In my opinion, the environment play is very important in the forming and the character depression, because in the face understand about the working other people's, the different personality is very important, the formation, the character. How many the children on job, other people's, they play, other people's, in the long the time, help the formation the character. because I learning about working the different peoples is very important, the formation, the character. In generic, it is important because I think the learning about the observation, the parents, help the more in the formation, the character. Felipe, in my opinion about this, your opinion.
Yeah, like genetics, I think might have some influence. Like I don't know anything about genetics, so I can't speak with property about this. But the environment, I think, plays a big role in forming the person's character. Like from my personal experience, as I told before, I use a lot of electrical tools to make some experience. And not only that, but I was like really curious about everything. And I remember that I had a notebook where I jot down my plans for experiments, and then I started gathering tools from my father's workshop to make some experiments by myself. And I usually did this experience alone, because when I was doing this kind of thing close to my parents, they straight away tell me, no, you can't do this because it's really dangerous. But since I was still curious about that, I locked myself in my room and started doing stuff on my own and see what happened because of that. And yeah, it grew me curiosity about how things in general works. And I think that I still behave the same way until I got to the high school, because like from a really young age, I was really working hard to understand how I could make an aircraft and make this aircraft fly, especially because my cousin had a electric aircraft as a toy. And when I saw that thing flying, I thought, oh, I need to make one for me, because like I didn't have the money to buy an electric aircraft for me, so let's build one. And from that age, I started like building my own aircrafts, but none of them worked. It was really bullshit that I made. And when I got to the high school, I was still like trying to figure out how to make this thing work. And there's like some scientific events there where I proposed to build an electric aircraft like from the scratch, project and building one. But none of them was still successful. But because of that, I pursued my career is in aerospace engineering. And until nowadays, I haven't built a working aircraft yet. Yeah, that's everything I had to tell. Yes, that was the last one to answer, right?
Oh, actually, are you guys listening to me?
Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm the last person.
sorry, then I pass my word to Natalie. Nicole, sorry.
Well, about this question, I don't know much genetics can influence the person character, but uh, I do can realize that environment can like interfere in the person character, because if you were yeah if you're grown in a like in a family, in a house, a respectful house, in a like house that make actually in a house that makes you realize about your action, that you are responsible about your actions, and you need not only just see into yourself, but also you need to figure out more visions like people around you. So I think that in that way, people can like grow in a responsible, like be more responsible, or I don't know, like be more, yeah, yeah, responsible. But like if you were growing in a house that you face the violence, you saw violence, or you saw like aggressive things, maybe this can interfere in your life, in your good life. Maybe you can be like a huge person, but I cannot confirm that. But that's what like these philosophers say. I don't know. I think Joe Locke say that like when we are birthed, we are actually a white paper, and when we got into the soul side can mold us. So this can happen to us when we are like when we birth and when we are growing in a family. Like if we're growing a resilience family, you can be a resilience person in the future. So if you are growing actually if you're birth in the in a I don't know in a violence in aggressive family, you can be a little bit aggressive in the future. So that's what these kind of philosophy states. Sometimes I believe in that. Sometimes I don't believe so much, because I know people. I know person that like was born in an aggressive family, and today the person it's like it's a good person isn't like so aggressive. So I cannot generalize. I don't know if that's right, but like this point, but that's what I think. Well, Sarah, can you read the question for, please?
Yes. Can you think of any famous personalities or leaders whose character was significantly shaped by their parents? I try to think of any person, but I don't know if I have one in my mind right now. So I'm gonna pass this this question to Felipe.
You threw a bomb to me. I don't know what's uh well, I think the most recent case that like really exploded in the media was the case of Larissa Manoela, maybe. I just saw like a few things about it, and but I didn't have the interest to go in depth about that. But yeah, I think like a general review is about money restriction or something like that, how the parents control their finance. And yeah, I really can't give a proper answer because I didn't go deep into that. So probably if I like give an answer, it might be totally wrong. And yeah, if any of you know more about this, you can explain about this case. It's the only like famous personality that I know I can remember to tell here. What about you, Sonia? Do you know any famous personality or leader that was characterized, influenced, shaped by their parents?
Right now, I am thinking about a documentary that I watched a few months with my husband about the history of tennis player. This tennis player is correct. He is from Argentina. He was in top 10 of the world, but in his parent, his father, uh, was the manager, and nowadays they told the history about violence of the father. Uh, he was his manager, and he taught tennis to him, but with a lot of violence. It's a very hard history because he suffered a lot. He was a really great tennis player, but he was unhappy all his life. He hates tennis because he related tennis with the violence of his parent, his father, not his parents. And it was a hard history. I don't remember the name of the tennis player, but he the father built a character of that man, but he was in a wrong way, in my opinion. But he said the same. But the other side, I don't know if I'm fan of Formula One, and I don't know if you know Max Verstappen. He is actually the world champion, and is I think is 3 times world champion in Formula One, and his father is his manager too, but he taught him in a right way. He built a real champion. He formed the character of Max. Max has 26 years old nowadays, very young, but he is disciplined, organized. He thinks like a real champion, and his father helps him a lot all the time, but it's the other side of the history uh, about the tennis player that I mentioned before. I don't know, it's difficult to explain in English. Sorry.
Please, Sonia, choose one person.
I will choose you.
Okay. Well, reading that question, I just remember about the Malala biography. Like, I don't know if you guys know Malala, but Malala is a education activist, and I wrote, you read the wrote, I think, I don't know, forgot. Oh, I wrote like her biography. I think has almost 1 year, but I remember the most of part of her book that was talking about his father. Actually, her father was a teacher, and the goal of her father was like proposed equal education in Pakistan. So her father tried to build schools and to teach children's like in an equal way, but like unfortunately have the some impacts like about the Taliban, and so anyway has a word. And so Malala was she was growing like in an education place, and she was really motivated about her father to fight and to get her voice in the world to talk about education. So I think that can be one like yeah one yeah that can be one topic associated about this question, because it was the first thing that got in my mind. So Hannah, did you answer that question?
Basically, the question, I think the children, the reference, the famous, but I think the good reference is the leaders in the different sectors, the science, the math, the physical, because I think the children, I see example, one doctor, I see in the family one good doctor, is good reference, but the social media show the foremost good reference, but I need to show the children the other reference, the leaders, the example, Rebecca Andrade is good reference, the children, the woman. I think in Brazil, they changed the country using the good references to children.
Wow, Sarah, do you want to answer that question again?
Sorry, I think I'm a little bit lost. We are already in the 5th question.
Yeah, because you say that you didn't get nothing in your mind when you wrote.
Oh, about the famous. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about the question 5, I think that is different approach. I don't know exactly how, but like I think an example that came to my mind is about the Japanese parents. Like I watch a TV show that I really recommended for you guys if you wanna see cute kids. It's the name is Crescidinhos, and on this TV show, the parents start to give like a mission for their 3 to 5 years old kid. So their kids have to go to a grocery store or to a place kind of far from home, since it's a 3 to 5 years old kid. But that is a lot of people, like the cameraman, a lot of support. So the kid's not really alone. And one thing that I observed in this TV show is that for Japanese parents, it's really important to their children to do the mission, to complete the mission. Like in some episodes, the children started to cry and said that he couldn't do the mission, but that their parents didn't give up at the first time. They just sit with the child and talk to them. Just a second. They explained to the child that this mission is really important, that they put the child in a situation like, oh, I need your help. Mom's gonna be sad or dad's gonna be sad. I think it's a really hard pressure to this little kid, but it's a cultural thing. Like for us, it's unnecessary, but for them, it's really important. And they explain for the child, and I think most of the episode that I watched, the kid did the mission, and it's really beautiful when they complete the mission. They come back so happy, so proud of themselves. But for us, it's really difficult to watch this pressure that they do. But I know that Japanese are really responsible with jobs, with they are different than us. Like it's not like we are not so, I don't know, so compromised with our job, but it's different. So I think it's this different approach around the world. I just remember the Japanese one, but I know that in USA, in Latin America, like not in Brazil, in Europe, and so on. So I just remember this example, but I know that is a different one, and no one is right or wrong, right? It's just cultural. So yeah, I think it's that.
Yeah. So guys, our time is almost over. We just have 1 minute, and it was really, really great talk with you. I hope you guys like it too. So that's it. Hope you guys get a good night. And I put a link on the chat, and you guys can give a feedback about this cow, or you can give like examples of them too. So yeah, that's it. See you guys. And
Yeah, Nicole.
next Thursday, I'm gonna be here again. So yeah.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
See ya.